Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a following. I'm going to follow Shay Mitchell's was it 58 step guide or something like that, like beauty guide of when she does her skincare and makeup. So I'm gonna be following that and trying to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna attempt to follow that guide. There is a few steps that I'm like missing and skipping out. Like there's a few like masks, which one I'm just like skipping out because of what mask it is, and then there's like two other ones where I'm skipping out because I couldn't get any of that type of mask. And then I think I'm also skipping the false lashes part as well. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Obviously I will link the original video in the description, but yeah, so let's get started. So she first off starts with doing a cleanser, so I'm just going to cleanse my face. I'm just going to use my normal everyday one and do that. And do that all over. Also, don't mind that I'm red. It is like, I think it's due to like how warm it is in the house, because in the UK we are going through another heat wave, so yeah, don't mind that. But I've just got a wet flannel here to wipe off my cleanser, so I don't need to get up to wash this off. And that next step after that is ice roll. So, oh my god, this is freezing. I just got this out of the freezer. I'm just going to do it how I normally do it. Obviously I'm going to do the steps of the order that she does it in, but when it comes to obviously putting on the makeup and how I do each step, like ice roll my face, I'm going to do it how I do it. But yeah, I'm just going to do the step order and stuff like that, how I do it, and kind of like the eyeshadow colours, and try and get like stuff like that as close as I can and stuff. But yeah, so do that. I probably should have put a headband on, so let me do that now quickly. And that, and then after ice roll, goes into all the masks and stuff. So it first off is an eye mask, so I just got these ones which I need to do for 15 to 20 minutes. So if I can get into it, that would help. Actually, it doesn't need to go this way. I have one of them stuck in the packet. So I'm just going to put these on. Okay, what's the time there? So, and then put this one on this eye. Like so. And then she actually puts a couple of the masks on at the same time. So I'm going to do that. So the next one is a lip mask, which I technically don't know how long I'm meant to put this one on for, so I might just do it the same amount of time. If I can get into it, that would help. The wrong way. I keep going to pull it out the wrong way. And that. And then put my lip mask on. And then I think that goes on over the top, yeah. So put this on, and then after this, it's technically the forehead and chin masks, which I couldn't find any, so I don't have any to do that. And then it is the normal like face mask, a normal face mask, which are all like layered on top of each other, which I think are all around the same time. And that, so yeah, so I'm gonna put all of them on, and then once they're done, I'll be back. Oh god. Ugh. So the next step after it all came off at once, cool, was to face roll while it was on, which I just done. I used my ice roller because I thought might as well. Then the next step after that is the mask that I'm just not doing, which is a breast mask, which is self-explanatory why I'm not doing that mask. And that, so yeah, so it was that, and then after that it is serum, and that she uses like a rose serum. I've got this vitamin C one, which I'm just going to use. And put this on, and as she done this, she does a face massager, which I don't have one, so that step is getting taken out as well. This smells like some sort of like perfume, but then I don't know if that's like mixed with like the fragrance from like the face masks as well. And that, so it's that, then eye cream. I have everything, like all the steps laid out, so I'm like kind of like trying to figure out where I've put it on my desk. So eye cream next, just do a little bit with my finger, do under there. Do the same this side. Then next step, sun cream. So get that. I'm going to spray it into my hand because it's a spray one, just because it's easier to control when it's onto my hand than spraying it straight onto my face. On, and then down my neck as well. And then after that, a lip balm. So I'm just going to use my, I think it's like a Dr. Paul or something, whatever it's called, one. I just realised I'm using the same finger as I done my eye cream, but thank God I wiped my hand. And then over there. And then last two steps of skincare is moisturiser and then a face mist. And then do that. And let that like dry for a bit so it's not too... Oh, just dropped my face roller. Ice roller, but no, I'm just gonna dab my face again a bit because it is a bit damp. And then onto the makeup portion. Start with a colour corrector. The only colour correcting I normally need to do is just redness, so I'm only going to use like a green colour corrector. But yeah, and I'm just gonna dab that in places on my face. I think it needs to go all over my face now. Normally it's just my cheeks, but because my face is quite red because I've been like rubbing it and it is like a warm day today, I feel like I'm gonna have to put this like near enough all over my face to like tone down some of the redness. I don't think it's gonna do much. It normally is just like my cheeks that need the redness toned down a bit, but I feel like I'll tone down like some of it and then it'll still be like somewhat there because of the heat and the warmth of today. So, and also if you hear any like clanging or like anything, that's just like me putting the product back into my drawer because I'm finished with it. So yeah, I'm also trying to tidy up as I'm filming and stuff, especially since I've got my makeup drawer open in front of me. So yeah, so it's colour correct and then onto foundation. I'll put this on. I feel like this part I can like speed through because I don't have to like wait some time. Like I needed to wait for the mask, so yeah. And then do over my eyes as well. And down my neck and chin. I've also just realised that my like headband has fallen off. I think it fell off as I was like had like the face masks on, since I had to lean like somewhat back to put on the actual face one, because the lip one kept on slipping and falling. I think it still slipped and fell when I had the face one on, but yeah, I had to like lean back, so that's like fallen on the floor behind my chair. Next step after foundation is powder. Let's move some of them products forward. I feel like my T-zone is the place that I need to powder more, because that's where I get oily more and start like sweating more, so yeah. I have to keep tapping my brush because my powder is like broken into like tiny pieces and it keeps like sticking inside like my brush. That's fun. After powder is contour. Let's do that. I'll use that one. I don't really contour my face that much. But yeah, so I'm going to do like one section by section, because I know this is hard to blend. If I do like all of it and then go to try and blend it, it won't blend that well, so section not by section it is. That needs a little bit more. I'm also thinking, do I do under my chin or do I leave it? I'll do a little bit actually, like that. And then I need to quickly blend this in before it gets like stuck. And then that is that done. Next is concealer. Like that. Then bronzer. I'm just going to do a light bit of bronzer, because normally I just bronze instead of contour, but I'm going to do a light bit of bronzer. And then that looks crazy right now, but let me just blend that in with a different brush. I also feel like it's looking a bit crazy as well, because like the redness in my cheeks is coming back from the heat, but yeah. Then I'm going to do a small amount of blush, because the next step is blush, so I'm only going to do like a small amount. I think that's a little bit more than a small amount, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and blend it with this one a bit more. And I think this big one's like more of my like blending brush. Then after blush, it is brows. So she goes in with a brush first for her brows. I've got a brush on the end of this brow pencil, so I'm gonna do that to just brush them. Then she uses a brow pencil to fill in her brows. So I'm going to do that. And then, because I'm just so used to doing it, I'm just going to brush through them again, just to take any extra or blend it a bit more. And do that. Why does this one brow seem longer than the other? I've only just realised that one of my brows seem longer than the other. That is weird. Let me try and extend this brow a bit. How strange. Anywho. Then goes on to eyeshadow. She uses loads of like brownie neutral colours. This one is actually a bronzer I've picked up, so let me, right, got one. I was gonna say I picked up the wrong thing because it was a bronzer. So I've got a few like brown shades here. I've got like a lightish kind of beigey one, then a lightish medium brown, and then a dark brown. So she mixes like a few. So it's like a brown in the crease, which I'm just going to use like darker one kind of thing to do like a brownie like colour here kind of thing. And that's just like a subtle thing there. and then mix the other two, because she mixes like two like light shades, so I'm just going to mix the other two. And that's just going to go underneath. Like so. And then, I don't know why I've got an extra brush out. I can just use the same brush to blend. And put that back. And that is eyeshadow done. Then it's curl the lashes. I don't do nearly as enough. And then onto mascara. Then after mascara is like a lash separator, which I don't know what that is. And then it's on to doing false lashes, which I'm not really good at and I don't really wear. So I don't have any, and I wasn't going to buy some just for this, since I'm not good at putting them on and I don't wear them. I just stick to wearing mascara. I guess there's times where I wear like individual false lashes and stick some of them on, but I haven't done that in years, so yeah, it's just gonna stick to mascara. Do that. Now that is done, onto highlighter. We are literally nearly done. So where's my highlight? Oh, there. So cheeks. Do the curve around my eye like normal. I don't know, I can't remember when I started doing this or why I started doing it, but I've just got into the habit of doing it now, so I continue doing it. Blend that in. down a bit, like so. Then onto the last steps of the makeup, well, last few steps that I'm doing of makeup, which is lip liner and lip gloss. There's also like a freckle pen step, which I guess I could just use an eyebrow pencil for it, but I don't really want to attempt to do freckles, especially for the first time on camera. So that step is getting skipped, and then so is the brow gel step because I don't own any, and it was also something I forgot to buy, so just doing some lip liner and a lip gloss. I'm just using like a pinky shade. I think she might have gone for like a more like neutrally browny nudie colour, but I'm going for like a pinky shade instead. Because that was like one thing to forget. I forgot to check or what kind of like colour she went for. Do this, and then that is like the makeup done, and then 2 final steps. Just like this on. Like that, and then that's like the makeup done. And then she goes on to doing a body shimmer, which I'm just going to put on my arms because I don't know where she puts it. Oh, is it on her neck? Oh yeah, her neck and like chest. So I guess I could put it on my neck. But I'm not going to spray it directly onto my neck since I'm wearing white. So I'm going to spray it onto the brush and then brush it in a bit. Not that you can really see it that much. And I'm going to put my towel back onto my lap since I took it off and I'm wearing white. So I spray this. I don't think that's even on camera for you guys. There. Like foams up on the brush. Like so. I don't think that's actually going to like pick up or anything. Like I'm not sure. But yeah. And then wipe that off in the towel I done my cleanser in. Well, the flannel I took my cleanser off on. Because it needs to go, it'll go in the wash anyway. This has like a nice scent to it as well. Because there's like perfume mist anyway. And then last but not least is perfume. So I'm gonna throw this on and then do that. So yeah. So that was the 58 steps minus obviously, oh god, I think about like 10 or so might have been minused from that, but it was fun to do. And I don't know if she does like the face masks and stuff all the time, like every day or what, but I will probably adapt some of them steps into my makeup routine and stuff. But yeah, that was so much fun. Obviously I'll put a link to the video of her doing it in the description for you guys if you want to watch that one. But yeah, I will see you guys Sunday for a vlog, and then Wednesday for, I think it is a morning routine. I'm not quite sure, but I'll see you guys then. Bye!